All right, so I'll be leaving it as a simple V for here. And if you want to make it a U cape line, okay, it's all your choice. But the point is, whatever thing you are creating as your neckline, ensure it matches up with what we have right here. Okay, so that is how the cape is going to build. So you choose how you want to build the back of your neckline. So however you build the back of your neckline, that is what you are going to have. So we might go with this upper one because we have a zipper at this point. So now I'm making this dartless. So since it's dartless, I'll simply cut right now. So I'm cutting the whole of what I have right here. So the back is simply dartless. So our aim here is to ensure we have the neckline created as we want. Alright, so this is our neckline for the back with the zipper. So this is how it's going to look like. So once we attach both of them, this is what we are going to have before we build our cape. So our cape is going to run right on top. So the one that will be here will be built this way, that way to the zipper, while this one will be built on the neckline this way, and it comes and continues like this. Okay, so that is how it's going to be. So the way I match it up right now, there is no much story to tell on this cape. So for this particular cape, you can see me merging them together. So the way they are merged together right now, that is how I'm going to measure their necklines accordingly. So for the front neckline, the front cape runs from this point, okay, at about 5 inches. So the width of this cape, I'm going to take 5 inches all over, but the length of this cape, I'm going to measure from here. As you can see, I'm taking round the neckline like this, like that. I have 11 inches up until that point. So from that 11 inches, I'll measure from 11 inches to the zipper line. So here I have 17 and half. So I can make it 18 inches for the front cape. The back cape will start from here. It will start from here to here. I have 3 inches, and to the back neckline I have 10 inches. So here I have 10 inches for the cape that runs to the back. So that is all we need for this cape. The width of the cape is 5 inches. So I'm going to cut the width of the cape now, and I'm going to cut these bodies the way it is. I'm not cutting out the princess. Now, of course, you know how to go about it. The main business of this tutorial is the cape. So I'll place this pattern on my fabric as front and back and sew them together, and then cut my cape and sew for you to see how the cape is going to be actualized. Now I've cut the front bodies, okay? So like I said, I want to show you how to sew this cape. So this is the front bodice pattern, and I've added 0.5 inch on the neckline like that. So our concentration will be on the neckline, sewing the cape on the neckline. So I'll take this away, and this is what I'm going to use to sew the front cape. So coming over to the back cape, including the zipper, I'm going to cut everything together, but you know you are going to cut and add your seam allowance for your zipper, okay, when you are doing that. So I'll just go ahead and cut what I have on the back. So I'll place my pattern and cut the back. So I'll just cut it even if my fabric is not enough, but the most important thing is the neckline. So I'll just cut, pretend I'm sewing my dress. So add my seam allowances, which I will use to join. Add my seam allowance, which I'm going to use to sew the cape. Add my seam allowance on the armhole. And add my seam allowance on the shoulder seam line, okay. So I just cut this. All right, so that is what we have. So now I'm going to cut my cape. I'll take off my pattern. I'm going to cut my cape. So this is what we have on the neckline, okay. So the two neckline for the back should be the same. So let me just make it the same, as this is a demonstration tutorial. So at this point, this is the center where you have your zipper. So I'll just pretend cutting it, but you know how to add your seam allowance for your zipper. So that means when I sew this to this and sew this to this, the zipper remains the same. So remember that the cape we have here, for the front is 10, for the back, for the front is 18 and the back is 10. That will give us 28. So I come with a long strip of fabric for my cape, and I'm going to measure 29, okay, because I'm going to sew a half inch on both sides. So this is the cape, and the cape measures 5 inches. So I make 5.5 for seam allowance. So I'll just cut my cape. This is how your cape is going to be. You know we have two capes. One is the part that will be in front. That one is 18. So I'll measure 19 for that one, okay? And I'll cut at 19, okay? I'll cut at 19, whose width is 5.5. So I'll just cut on this line. So this is the front cape. I'm going to sew and close and the both sides and turn it from here where we are going to sew the cape. Then I come in with the back cape, whose width is 10 inches, which I'm going to measure 11. So I'll be able to sew, okay. So whose width is same 5.5. So I'm going to close up the capes and I'll be back to show you how to sew them. Alright people, so now I'm done sewing the shoulder seam lines, okay. So this is how the shape of the neckline is looking at this point, and that is where we want to build the cape. So this is my cape, the part that will be sewn on this neckline. This is the part that we measured at 18 inches, okay. So we are going to sew this cape now. We are going to sew it right here, but I'm looking at this back neckline. I'm thinking of having a better effect with this, okay. So I'm just going to go with this V neckline. Okay, at least it will help our cape relax. This kind of cape relax very well. So I'm doing this for this. So that means I'll just come back with this and reshape what I have here on the neckline. So I'll just place it here and have my cape cut at that V line. So at this V line, remember to add your seam allowance. So this will give us a better result. So I just thought of it now. So I take off my pattern and I'll merge what I have here. I'm going to merge what we have here together and cut off. So that is how we'll go about it. So the parts I've cut off, I'm going to align it. As you can see, so we'll have this as V. All right, so it's time for us to go to sew. So it's as simple as this. Once you've gotten the neckline, you come back with the part that is bigger. So we are going to sew this part now. Okay, the 18 inches part to the back. Once we return, we'll sew the 10 inches. Okay, so you can see it's easier for us to sew now that we have it as V. Okay, instead of having it as U. So let's go and sew. Now I've gone ahead to sew my cape. So this is my cape, the one running from the neckline at 18 inches. You can see it. So if you have your lining, you sew on top and turn. So once you turn, you have a neat finishing at this point. Once you turn with your lining, can you see? So the one that runs at 10 inches, this is it, starting from the front line to the back neckline. So once you turn, this is what you are also going to have. So I'm going to place this on the dress form now. So all you need to do is just close up the sides. So I'll just quickly close up, pretend closing up the sides. Closing up the sides. After you are done, you know how to go about that. So I'll just quickly close up the sides and pretend I have a zipper here, and I'll place it on the dress form for you to see the final outlook. All right, people, so this is the result of the cape we just made right now. So you can see how relaxed the cape is. So this is how to go about this cape, as you can see. So here you can see the cape has actually followed the neckline as it is. Okay, just as it is on the thumbnail right there, it has followed the neckline from that point we built it into that. And this one also, from this point, is running down to the back. So all you need to do now is to go ahead and sew your zipper. So you can see it here. So it's running to the back, as you can see, and the other one is also running from the other side to the back. Okay, so that is how to go about this cape. So you can go ahead and sew your princess dart. Go ahead and sew your zipper for the back. Okay, so once it is sewn on the neckline, it gives you that effect. So your sleeves will be sewn accordingly to have it as it is right there on the thumbnail. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial once again. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comments on the comment section. and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next one. Bye.